It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports, Pete.
Get ready for epic savings at Best Buy. Right now, you can save up to $700 on select Alienware and Dell gaming products. Perfect for leveling up your gaming experience. Plus, grab the latest Android Google Pixel at an unbeatable price. Don't miss these incredible deals. Shop now at bestbuy.com and upgrade your tech today.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Ready to bring your vision to life? At Small Rig, every idea, design, and product is inspired by you, the creator. With our industry-first under co-design mode and the Dream Rig free customization project, we unite with global creators to turn big dreams into reality. Whether it's a cage rig or mount, Small Rig's versatile gear is built to elevate your craft. Small Rig, where your creativity meets our innovation. Go to smallrig.com.
At Rolls Rolla, we don't just sell wallpaper, we create cohesive, cozy spaces. Our deep understanding of design means every pattern, color, and texture is carefully chosen to complement your home. Plus, we use advanced technology and water-based inks for vibrant, eco-friendly prints, ensuring a healthier environment. Visit rollsrolla.com to transform your space today. That's ROLLSROLLA.com today. At 25 Home, our ultimate goal is to provide you with a transformative experience, making each day feel like it has an extra hour. We believe your home is more than just a space, it's a sanctuary where comfort, relaxation, and happiness thrive. Discover the difference at 25 Home today. Shop now at 25home.com.
Welcome aboard. Thanks to Slovakics. We are here again today. I'm traveling, coming back from a basketball game in Arizona. So I am in Flower Mound right now, and want to talk about a couple things, and then we can move into. I got an interview with Baylor's Rob Wright, one of the best freshmen in the country. Baylor's coming off a rough loss against Arizona, but Rob Wright clearly, let me see if I can fix this lighting here. Rob is clearly one of the best freshmen in the country. Here we go. And had a chance to sit down with him a little bit ago. He's from Philadelphia, so am I. So fast friends, right? One of us is actually good at something, though. He's an amazing basketball player. He went to Newman Goretti in the Philadelphia Catholic League. I went to Archbishop Carroll. The only thing that separates us is like 4 stars of basketball skill. Let's say 5 stars because I'm a 0 star. And then, I don't know, like 30 years. Other than that, though, we're right there. But Rob's a great dude, and he's a reminder of what college hoops is all about. After that, we're going to talk to my man, Shael. Shael is in Southern California. He is a young buck, and he is a guy who I have grown to really appreciate and get to know a little bit. He's been giving me information for this show, and he is the next generation of sports media. And the kid's dialed in, and he's been to a couple South Bay Lakers games. He's a huge guy, Lakers fan. I want to call him a Lakers reporter. He's our Lakers reporter, right? But tremendous guy, does a tremendous job. We're going to talk to him after Rob Wright. But want to begin today a little bit with just had a game last night, Arizona State and UCF. Great game. And along with the game comes like, you know, when I do these games, I'm lucky enough that you talk to coaches, right? You talk to some players, maybe sports information directors, people around the program. I end up doing like probably 2 games a week. So I get a chance to learn a lot about the state of college basketball, stuff that is only is provided to me through the access I get from calling games. And there's certain stuff that, you know, I'll never share because it's just not that kind of situation where everything you pull, you share with everybody else, whether it's on the broadcast or here. You know, there's a certain trust that you're able to build with these people, but there's also stuff you can glean just from being around it, that from like almost like a reporting aspect, or I can convey it to you guys just because I find it interesting, and I think you might too, because prior to having the role I have now, I never had the opportunity to be around this stuff. Well, that's not true. That's not true at all, actually. Being an athlete and then doing PR for the Hornets and then for the Sixers, I was around it a lot, but never as a member of the media on a consistent basis like this. So the state of college basketball is just so freaky right now, and it's not as bad as people are letting on, but it's not great either. There's help on the way, and I believe that, you know, whether it's a collective bargaining agreement or, you know, this court case officially will completely be done with and executed over the summer, I think it's supposed to, and players will get money. All this stuff, like there's stuff that's still totally fluid, right? But I can tell you that the competition is still there, and it's amazing. Last night I had Arizona State and UCF. Now, these are now conference foes, right? The first time they've ever played each other. So Johnny Dawkins is the head coach for UCF. Bobby Hurley, the head coach for Arizona State. 2 Duke guys, right? Who know each other very well. Even as coaches, Johnny Dawkins coached against Arizona State 19 times. He was 11-8 overall over those 19 games. However, you know, the schools are separated by 2,100 like miles, more than that. And, you know, so you look at that on paper, you think, well, where is this rivalry going to come from? Like, you know, nobody's dying to see this game, right? Well, that was not the case. Last night, it was like, I mean, guys were MFing each other all night in the best, like most competitive, spirited way possible. Everybody was diving on the floor for loose balls. The care factor was like off the charts. And I was like super impressed. I always am, really, because I even as I get older, sometimes go into some of these situations with like like it's not how it used to be, or because things have changed with college basketball. Like when I'm doing my boards for a game, you know, there's you are putting in information about a guy and he's on his 4th school. And that's different. You know, if you ask a sports information director a question, they usually don't have the answer right away. Like when I was doing sports information for whether it was USA Basketball or in Charlotte or Philly, you could ask me a question about a guy, and I could probably tell you everything about him because there had been consistency. He'd been with the program. He'd been with the organization, usually for a couple years, right? Or maybe a year, whatever. We're talking now, guys, at like 2 months. There was a guy, it's January. There was a guy who just became eligible for Arizona State and has been on campus for 2 weeks. and he was going to play last night, or there was a chance he was going to play last night. Like, it's really, I mentioned fluid. It's just such a fluid situation, but you have to adapt, and it's still basketball and it's still awesome. But it's different now. It's way different, but the competitive nature of the game has not gone anywhere. And that's, if you watch these games, you're reminded of that every single time. Last night, I was reminded about it. Keyshawn Hall had 40 points. He had 29 in the first half. And the intensity was there. Arizona State was doing everything they could to stop this dude. For Arizona State, I talked about Jaden Quaintance. He ended up with a career high 19 points, like 5 blocks. The dude's 17 years old, will not be able to go to the draft for another year because of how young he is. So he's going to stay in school for another year, which is this where it gets interesting, right? And by the way, this is not exclusive to this day and age, but Arizona State has lured a buddy of his, this guy, Trevor Best, who played in high school with Jaden Quaintance, and he is now on their roster. And he's the guy I mentioned that just got to campus. Now, the idea is, as I have learned, is that Jaden Quaintance, when he's done playing this year at Arizona State, can't go to the NBA, but he can certainly go to another school. And they want to make him as comfortable as possible while he's here. And I think the addition of one of his best buddies, it's not a bad way to go about that, right? Making him comfortable. They have a huge NIL situation going on in Tempe and for Arizona State. I can't tell you how much money these guys are getting paid, but I don't know, because I don't know. But anybody that's around Tempe can tell you that Jaden Quaintance drives around in a Maybach. So that's pretty good. You know, it's good on him, dude. He's getting what he's worth. And there's nothing wrong with these guys getting compensated for the work and the money for the work that they do and for the money that they bring into a school. I always say, you can go back, it's as old as time. It's like, if you can do something that no one else in the world can do, you have separated yourself and put yourself in a whole nother stratosphere, career-wise and ultimately financially. So it's cool to see these guys get compensated. The part about it that I think is getting overplayed a little bit, and Jay Bill has talked about this recently, but you know, Jim Larinaga stepping down in the middle of the season, Tony Bennett stepping down just before the season. How bad is this getting, right? Is this so crazy that these coaches can't handle it? You know, I just think it's typical. The coaches still can't handle losing. And now they're losing on terms that aren't necessarily theirs. The players have a lot of power. And it also needs to, we got to meet in the middle somewhere. You know, Jim Larinaga's Miami team going to the Final Four 2 years ago, and then 8 guys jumping in the portal. There's got to be a way you could fix that, right? At the same time, Jim Larinaga saying he was exhausted and wants to leave Miami. Well, at the time he was like 4-8 or 8-4 or something, like his record sucked. And Bill has said himself, like, that is where a lot of the exhaustion could have come from. You know, Tony Bennett, a lot of people talk about, he wanted a succession program, a succession situation, and he kind of instituted that and expedited it and made it on his terms, leaving just before the season. It's a bummer that, you know, talking to Chris Spatola about this last week, it's a bummer that these kids don't get to play for the coach that recruited them there in these 2 instances. But again, that's part of the business, because we just mentioned the compensation. So it's not like, you know, you can get on social media and you can read a couple articles and you can think that the sky is falling, but the sky is very much above us. And it looks pretty good if you're a college basketball fan. All you have to do is watch. And the allegiance part of it gets a little tricky. The one thing I wanted to mention, to give a little context to what I said about Jaden Quaintance and his friend, you know, I was watching the Manti Te'o documentary. I'm getting like a little nostalgic, because if you remember, the last time Notre Dame played in a championship game, it was before the college football playoff. Was it before? Yeah, it was before the college football playoff. They played Alabama. It was a Catherine Webb game. That was a situation where they got absolutely blown out. But if you remember, Manti Te'o had just discovered that he had been catfished, basically, the whole documentary about it. You can watch it. Fascinating. I was, like I said, watching it again today because I remembered that had happened right before the last time Notre Dame was in a championship game. And Manti Te'o's best buddy from Hawaii is being interviewed the whole time. He was a teammate of his at Notre Dame. And one would imagine or estimate that this guy certainly didn't look like a Notre Dame football player. He looked like a buddy of the best player on Notre Dame. Regardless, he was at Notre Dame with Manti Te'o. Manti Te'o coming to Notre Dame all the way from Hawaii. Very possible, likely, that this guy was sent with him or recruited with him to sort of elevate his comfort level, which is the same thing we're seeing with Jaden Quaintance and the gentleman I just mentioned who's on the team, Trevor Best, who literally was not eligible until I think it was a week ago. But he's on campus because they want to make everything as smooth as they can for Jaden Quaintance. I was up in the tunnel before our broadcast to go to the bathroom because although it was so cool to be out in Tempe, I'd never been there. I've been to a ton of Big 12 schools to do games, but obviously this is a new school, and I'd never been to Tempe, period, I don't think. So that was super cool. And but the arena is old. And so to go to the bathroom, you got to walk around and you go underneath the tunnel. And, you know, obviously it's a tunnel that is shared with the Arizona State men's basketball team. And the guys were huddling up from Arizona State right before the game. This is like right off the court, up the ramp. And, you know, it was just, you walk by Jaden Quaintance and he's got his arms folded and he's laughing with his buddies. Like he didn't seem super comfortable, but he seemed like a kid who was engaged and having fun. But he still seemed like, you know, he's 17 and a half. Do you think about it this way? Do you remember July? I remember July. Wasn't that long ago, right? Well, Jaden Quaintance was 16 in July. That's crazy. And now he's 17 and a half. One of the most celebrated players in college basketball. This has happened before. I mean, you can go all the way back to like, you know, incredible tennis players that come up at young age or baseball players, but it's still, you're talking about a lot of experiences that are tailor-made for adults that are happening to younger people in these cases. And it's really, really interesting. So keeping an eye on that was something that I found to be really interesting, just experiencing that. Like you're reminded, like, yeah, these are young guys. He works his ass off, the Quaintance kid does. There was a story that they played an exhibition against Duke, and he kind of got worked out by Cooper Flagg a little bit. Was competitive, but, you know, had a tougher night. They fly home, they get to the gym, it's 2:30. Bobby Hurley told me this. And then you like that name drop? He did. And the bus pulls up to the arena where everybody gets their stuff and goes their separate ways. And he goes into the gym at 2:30 and is working out. Like he wants it. And he's an interesting kid. You know, plays chess, reads books. I don't read books. I listen to books. But he's kind of an old school dude. And that's really cool. So college basketball is still amazing. It's different, but it's amazing. And another thing about Arizona State being around that program and UCF, Arizona State, you can really tell is like an organization more than a program. UCF the same way, I guess, but both of those schools get it. I mean, I would think all these major schools really are getting it now. But again, you look at Notre Dame playing in the national championship game. They don't have too many portal guys, but they're getting ready to play in a national championship. So I guess it's different in certain areas, but it's going down, man. It's happening. And you hear, I mean, this is what I'm telling you because it's fair. You know what I can tell you? There's so much stuff I hear that is so crazy that I just can't share. Like it just wouldn't be cool. But yeah, and plus because they're rumors. Another thing, Robert Saleh interviewing or is going to interview with the Dallas Cowboys. Something to keep in mind with that. You know, that I guess with the Rooney Rule, you have to interview, and I was reading this morning, Mike Florio wrote this, you have to interview 2 minorities. And this all stems from the Cowboys. in 2005 or 2006, before Jerry Jones hired Bill Parcells, in order to satisfy the Rooney Rule, I think they had a phone interview with Dennis Green. And after that phone interview, they decided to go with Bill Parcells. And the rule now is you have to be in the same room as your minority candidate. So, for instance, if Deion Sanders is going to count as a minority candidate, one of the two, to satisfy the Rooney Rule, he's going to have to go to the Star, or Jerry Jones is going to have to go to Boulder or wherever they decide to meet. I know Deion lives around here in North Texas somewhere. And you have to meet face to face. So I'm not saying this isn't a total realistic situation that Robert Saleh could be the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but they do satisfy by interviewing him like half of the Rooney Rule obligation, which is a great rule. And I think I think if you look at the NFL and you look at the owners, you need to have some stuff instituted there to keep the playing field even. That's all I'll say. It's a lot of old money, old boys network. They all look out for each other. And I think it's important to introduce certain aspects of life into those organizations, and certain types of people that give them opportunities maybe that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So that's the Cowboys stuff. Mosley said yesterday he doesn't buy the Deion thing. I am not sure if I do either, but it won't be too long till we figure it all out. A couple more weeks, maybe less than that, probably a week. And we should have our answer. But Robert Saleh, I don't know if he's the answer. I believe that John Gruden will be the best hire for the Dallas Cowboys. I truly do. John Gruden's the guy. Pete Carroll could be an interesting hire as well. We'll see. Again, we'll see. That's the throwaway line, but we shall see. So Rob Wright is an amazing guy. I talked about all like the roller coaster that is college basketball, but Rob Wright is a breath of fresh air, and is an opportunity to step off that roller coaster and kind of enjoy the view. So coming up next, you're going to hear my conversation with Rob Wright. And then after that, it's my guy Shael breaking down all things South Bay Lakers, Bronny James, and also LeBron James. He gives us insight out there. His family is doing okay after the wildfires. And wait till you see this kid, man. He's awesome. So the Pete Sousa Show will continue live tomorrow. We'll be back in studio for Friday and Saturday. For now, we say so long, but stay with us. We got Rob Wright coming up next. Seriously, don't go anywhere. Amazing interview. Rob Wright, and then after that, Shael. See you tomorrow. Or we won't see you tomorrow. We'll see you after the break. But you won't see me in here or in the studio till tomorrow.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at a stop. I thought I was fine, and then once I got home, I realized it's a lot worse than I thought. I ended up having a ruptured disc. You say you're not hurting, and then an hour later, you're saying you're in all this pain. I just felt like most people would think that I was lying. That's when I decided to call Daniel Stark. I owe a lot to Daniel Stark. They really got me what I deserved.
The difference is stark.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Unlock your full potential with Onnit, your go-to for premium supplements, fitness gear, and wellness essentials. Whether you're training hard, recovering faster, or just looking to feel your best, Onnit has the tools you need to perform at your peak. Visit Onnit, that's ONNIT.com, and elevate your mind, body, and spirit today. Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com.
Sports.
Out-coach Drew, what about Baylor drew you to this area? Because I was talking to you. I'm from Philly. You're from Wilmington.
Yeah.
Both Philadelphia Catholic League guys. It's rare you get someone down here.
I would say really just the environment, because I'm a big Christian guy myself. So just the faith part, and then just the way their play style and the way they play with their guards. That's really the big things.
Oh, yeah. Fran Fraschilla says more guards than Buckingham Palace come out of Baylor.
Yeah.
It's true. When you talk about faith, how have you used that in your life to overcome what could have been possible setbacks?
It's been, my dad has this thing where he makes me and all my siblings pray every night before we go to sleep. So it's just constantly just praying and just staying close with God. That's really it.
Do you feel sometimes when you finish your day like that, you could almost start your day the next day almost kind of hanging out with God in prayer throughout the day?
Yeah, I can feel that. I definitely do.
Yeah. So when you're walking through life with that spiritual component, do you find the ability to sort of almost use that in your everyday life? And how do you?
I would say I'm able to use it in my everyday life because just everybody goes through tough times and stuff like that. So it's just to know that you can overcome it and just know that he's there and always going to be there.
So you worked out this morning at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
What time does the alarm clock go off?
6:35.
Is it tough for you to get out of bed?
Nah, I've always been a morning person.
So you're a morning person. You get to the gym. Mm-hmm. What is an early morning workout comprised of?
First ball handling, form shots, and then just a lot of finishing around the rim and just shots, just different variations of shots.
Now that you're on campus, are you by yourself doing that, or do you have a support staff member out there?
GA was with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the more beautiful things about guys who become elite athletes is the lonely work that people don't know about.
Yeah.
That separates you from the pack. How much of that work do you put in? And do you find yourself putting in more and more?
I feel like myself, I put in a lot of work just because I've always been an undersized guard. So, always getting overlooked and stuff like that. So just had to do the extra things that nobody sees just to make sure that I'm able to do my best on the court.
Is there somebody who, Ray J. Dennis is a great guy, right? Undersized guard.
Yeah.
You think of him right away, especially last year. Is there somebody who you model your game after?
So it's been a lot of players. I try to take a little bit from everybody, Kyrie's finishing, Chris Paul, just the way he sees the floor, Then like Damian Lillard, like he's creating space and stuff like that. And then when I was in like middle school, I used to watch a lot of Sharif Cooper when he was in high school because he was really good.
Yeah.
So,
Well, how about off the floor? Is there somebody you turn to? You mentioned your father. It seems like that's a real positive impact he's had on you, just reading about that in your relationship. Who's a mentor off the floor for you?
Outside of my dad,
Yeah.
I have a cousin. His name Mar Mason. So him and then another cousin named Julian Brinkley. And they two, when I'm home, I work out with them and stuff like that. So they just watching my film, watching everything, just making sure that I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do and just telling me what I could see and do better.
Right away, it shows to me that as highly recruited of a guy that you were, you remain very coachable. When did you identify that was going to be an important part of your basketball journey? Because the great ones remain coachable.
Really just knowing, like me, myself, I always had like good coaches for even AAU or high school. So like I've always been able just to easily like just listen and just hear them out and stuff like that. And then just talk through it if like I don't get along with everything they say, because you're going to have disagreements with your coach. So just knowing how to talk, but talk in a respectful way and just stay coachable, just because they obviously seen more than what you did.
Off the court, let's go, what are you, 19, 18?
18.
So, okay. Okay, let's say you're like LeBron and you play till like you're 40-something. So 25 years from now, okay, playing careers behind us, what do you see yourself doing? How are you making an impact in society?
Probably start getting into houses and stuff like that and start like renting them out, selling houses, like that kind of stuff. My dad's already doing it now, so just getting into that with him.
So that's something that real estate.
Yeah, real estate.
Okay. So when did you decide that this was going to be the thing? Just like seeing what your dad's doing?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You don't have to like work every day. Like just get up. You get up when you want to. Just check on your tenants, that kind of stuff.
What have your parents like that influence? What kind of influence have they had on your life?
My whole life, really, because I have a big family, so it's just constant. I've always been around family. My dad is always honest and stuff like that. So it's constant family. Like,
what's the number one lesson you think you've learned from them that you're able to bring into everyday life?
Really, that you're always gonna have adversity. Just never give up and just always try to overcome it. That's the number one thing.
Off the floor, like when you're by yourself, what are you streaming online? What are you watching right now? And any shows you're watching?
Well, right now I'm finishing The Power. I just came out with Tariq, so I'm about to finish that. It comes out next Friday. So.
Well, best movie you've seen lately?
Best movie. I don't remember what it's called. I went to the movies. I don't remember what it's called though. But outside of that, probably Bad Boys 3.
Bad Boys 3, you like that?
Or the most recent Bad Boys, whatever it's called. Yeah, that one.
All right, so you're getting ready for a game. What are you listening to? Like, you're out shooting. You got your AirPods in. What are you listening to?
I listen to a lot of like Lil Baby, No Cap, NBA YoungBoy, Lil Papa. It's just a lot of different artists. I mix it up.
What happens to you when you get on the floor? You're very you're a very approachable, nice man off the floor, but you got to have some dog in you.
Yeah.
When you start to play, especially, you're going to be playing in the Big 12, arguably the best basketball conference in America. What do you do to find that role and be that dog?
Really, it just comes with, like, I've had brothers that I competed against all the time. So even when I just know, like, when you step on the court, it's just not friends and, like, stuff like that. So even if I'm playing one of my close friends, I still treat them the same way as if it's somebody I don't know.
What's it like being at Baylor? I always think, like, you guys are really lucky in a sense that, you have, like, the gratitude circles and, like, the culture of joy. Like, there's something special happening here. It's look, I grew up. My mom worked at Villanova. Both my brothers went there. I'm a Villanova guy, right? So I love Jay Wright. And then I got here, and I saw, like, wow, this is, like, might even be more special. The way that these guys operate. Like, you meet Coach Drew, he's a real dude.
Yeah.
And he's like that, and he's winning championships. Is there a level of gratitude for you to be a part of a program like this?
Yeah, I'm definitely blessed and honored just to be a part of it, because it's a big family. Like, they don't just welcome a lot of people. You have to be like specific good person. It's just stuff like that. So I'm honored to be here.
When you went away to Mount Verde, was that tough for you? Was that the first time you were away from home for a long period of time?
Yeah, that was the first time I was away from for a long period of time like that, because it was like months. So I had my days and stuff like that, but my teammates made it pretty easy for me.
Did you find like yourself leaning on your faith in times like that?
Yeah, I did a lot of praying and stuff like that, a lot of talking just to teammates, just checking on me and stuff like that. So it was good.
Have you developed leadership skills yourself over the course of your life? I mean, I know you were the man at Newman and Goretti,
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you were last year as well. What have you found out about yourself? Like, wow, like I'm now the guy that leads.
I definitely feel like I'm a leader just when it comes to just showing people how to do it the right way. I feel like I can grow in just being like a more vocal leader and getting other people to do it. So that's what I would say.
What coach in your life has meant the most to you?
I got to pick one. Probably my assistant coach at Newman Goretti, John Brennan.
Okay.
He's did a lot for me. Like just I can't even count the amount of things, but
like on a personal level.
Yeah, just all around basketball, personal, just making sure I'm always good, making sure my head's on straight, just checking on me outside of basketball.
Do you think people that are outside of college sports, especially you mentioned Coach Brennan at Newman Goretti, and you know Coach Drew and the assistants here at Baylor, it is a family.
Yeah.
I always think people will be surprised to know how much of a family it truly is.
Yeah, I definitely think they would be surprised just because when you come to our practices, you see teams praying. Like you don't normally see a team praying probably after practice. We're probably one of the many few, so it's probably surprises a lot of people.
If there's a movie about your life, who plays you?
A movie? I don't know who plays me. Probably like, yeah, I have no idea.
All right, well, you're young enough. You can have, you sign off on it. Well, it'll be you. All right, you can play yourself.
Oh, I can play myself?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
That's the deal.
That's cool.
What would people be surprised to know about you and who you are?
Probably the fact that I got 9 siblings. Probably that they'll be surprised about that, and just the journey of like how far I came in basketball and just the stuff I went through.
Can you name one of the things you went through that was an adverse situation and you found your way through it?
So 6th grade, I Delaware. I played for Team Delaware for AAU, and then I went to go play for Team Thurl in Baltimore. And at first it was going well and stuff like that. I was adapted. I was playing good and stuff like that. And then a New York guard came to the team, and I lost my starting spot. So I had like tough moments and stuff like that where me and my dad have talks and like be crying and stuff like that. And then just overcoming that. Then 8th grade, deciding to go to Philly for high school. 9th grade year, the coach said I wasn't going to probably play varsity, just play both, like JV and varsity. But then first high school game, I had game-winning points on varsity, so it was crazy.
And it starts as early with the AAU circles as early as 6th grade.
Yeah, it was early.
I mean, and it's weird because, you know, lucky for you, or a credit to you, not lucky, that you and your father found a way to handle it the right way. You know, some people, Rob, just bounce. They're like, I'm out. I can't handle this.
Yeah.
Where do you think you found that resolve at that young of an age?
Really just my dad telling me to never quit. Like, even though something gets tougher, you just can't quit because good can come out of everything.
Your dad sounds one of the guys who's not peppering the coaches. He's peppering you, right? With like it comes down to you.
Yeah. He definitely thinks that everything that happens is up to the person, for sure.
Where are you going to be in 5 years?
5 years, I think I would be in the NBA, to be honest. Probably just, but I don't know what year I would be in the NBA, but I'm definitely going to be in the NBA.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some of that. All right, Rob, thank you so much for getting up here early, spending some time with me. I look forward to seeing you as a player and your career blossom. So it's good stuff.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Want to turn your passion into profit? With Blogify, creating a blog has never been easier. Build, customize, and grow your site with powerful tools designed for beginners and pros alike. Start sharing your story today and watch your audience grow with Blogify. Download Blogify now in the App Store. Easy Sun has been living fearlessly under the sun since 2016. Born from sailors' need for convenient sun protection, our mineral sunscreen is crafted with natural ingredients offering broad spectrum protection against UVA and UVB rays. Safe for your skin and the environment, stay protected on the go with Easy Sun, your ultimate sun care solution. Visit EasySun.com today. That's EEZYSUN.com. Stay connected no matter where you are with eSIM-X. Say goodbye to expensive roaming charges and physical SIM cards. With access to over 200 global carriers, we make mobile connectivity seamless and affordable for travelers worldwide. Join the future of communication today at eSIMX.com. That's ESIMX.com. At Tusain's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Tusains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com. Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today.
Sports.
Sousa Show rolls on with our first appearance, a highly anticipated guest. Everybody's been waiting for him. He's been helping me out a ton behind the scenes. Shael Karwa Morika, welcome aboard the Pete Sousa Show, dude.
Thanks, Pete. Great to be here. I'm excited.
Well, and we're happy too. You're in Southern California right now.
Mm-hmm.
Your area, you told me, is doing okay with these wildfires, but it's getting better slowly out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's good to know that you're okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's hard to transition off that into anything else, but we got to talk about the Lakers. And we got to talk about Bronny. You're like our Bronny expert out there in Southern California. It's been a super interesting situation just from how Bronny was drafted to when he was drafted to the terms of his contract, but he's been playing in the G League, and you've had the opportunity to watch him play. Before you tell me exactly what kind of player he is that you've seen so far, what is the scenario out there, the vibe around Bronny and his role with the Lakers right now?
I think a lot of people on the actual Lakers side think highly of him. I think at the beginning, I think a lot of people doubted him there. I think a lot of people thought that this was just LeBron's little thing, but as people have seen, he's definitely improved, and he has a lot of heart. He puts a lot of soul into the game. So I think around the Lakers side of the things, I think people like him. But outside of this, there's been a lot of hate. I know a lot of people online definitely don't like this contract, especially that it's fully guaranteed, full NBA contract, especially because he's a two-way player. But I think internally it's good.
So as far as that contract being guaranteed, and, he's playing in the G League, you've seen him play in the G League. How is that going? Like, how has his production been in the G League? It's funny, Shail, there's so much, the sports world and the news cycle just moves so quickly. It's almost like Bronny will never completely fall off the radar, but he's not quite at the center of everybody's radar right now. So how has he been playing in the G League when he's had opportunities?
Well, he's played in a couple games so far, and he's averaging 14.5 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's only playing for the South Bay Lakers home games, so he's with the LA Lakers for all of their away games. But it's been a little bit inconsistent. Last game, he put up 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists on good efficiency, which was his best game by far. But there's been a lot of other games and moments that have just looked sloppy. He gets a lot of turnovers. He needs to work on that side of the stuff. But other than that, he's improving. His first game, he shot 30% from the field, 10 points, very few rebounds and assists. But he's continuing to get better and better and better as he starts to get used to things.
You mentioned watching him and identifying the trait that like means a lot to scouts, right? It's like that care factor. He has that heart, he leaves it all out there. But if there's one skill set of his that you've seen play out on the court that you liked when you saw him play, what was it?
Well, for me, his biggest skill would either be probably his defense, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
He is a bit undersized, and he struggles sometimes when switching on to bigger guards and forwards, but he's very, very good against smaller guards. So he often, even against bigger guards too, he can play well. He gets lots of steals. He gets rebounds, even as a 6'1", 6'2" player. He does get a lot of rebounds. So it's been good to see how he's playing defensively. Good to see kind of that hard work. Describe
to me and people that are watching or listening, like what the atmosphere is like inside that arena and that facility, because it's like a practice facility, right? It's not like you're not walking into a huge arena. These are the G League games where he's playing, where Bronny's playing. What is that like when you walk into that arena? Like, describe it for people. Well, it's a pretty good atmosphere. It's not anything obviously like the Lakers Stadium, but it's very different than any other G League stadium I've been to. There's way more fans. It's way more packed than you would expect. For most other G League teams, it's often a 45%, 35% capacity. But for the South Bay Lakers, it's almost full. And I think it's almost all because of Bronny. Everybody wants to see him. So it's been good. I think that type of atmosphere is good for him just because it'll kind of help him get more exposed to the NBA type atmosphere. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing exactly like it, but it's pretty electric. What have you seen from him? Like his body language, like when you've been out there and you've watched him play, his attitude, like what have you gotten from that? I mean, he's not cocky at all. I know a lot of people thought that being LeBron's son,
having all of this hype, he would be a very cocky guy. He wouldn't put as much heart and care for the game, but you can tell that he wants it. He's such a dog. He really, really, like, when he gets his moment, he really takes advantage of it. And he loves basketball too. I can just tell. He's got so much care for the game, and it's really fun seeing him play.
All right, so how about the Lakers then, the organization as a whole? JJ Redick has been under a little bit of pressure. I mean, just because, honestly, anybody that's coaching the Lakers and LeBron James and Anthony Davis, there's pressure that comes with that, especially just being in LA. What have the Lakers shown you so far this year, especially like recently?
Well, I've been very impressed. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought there was a chance that they even missed the play-in before the season started, but they've been winning games. And unluckily for them, the West is a little bit stronger than the East. So they're a little bit lower than they would be if they're in the East. But I don't even think they're going to be in the play-in. I think they'll be a 6-5 seed. And who knows? When you have LeBron in the playoffs, anything is possible. You could win your first-round matchup. You could win your second-round matchup. So it's exciting. It really is. I do.
Yeah, I've got you. Is everything all right? I hear the alarm going off back there. Is that all right?
It's just my phone.
Okay, all right. All right, just got to make sure everything's all right out there. I don't want you ignoring anything major happening out there. Just to talk to me. But yeah, you mentioned LeBron and when he gets into the playoffs, it really is like all bets are off. You know, does he have enough gas left in the tank to go all the way? Well, I think it's kind of a game by game situation. Do you feel like JJ Redick is doing? This is a tough question now. Do you feel like JJ Redick is doing a better job than Darvin Ham?
I think so. I think that if Darvin Ham was in a different situation, he wouldn't have been fired. Anybody, like you said, who is Lakers coach is on the hot seat no matter what. But JJ Redick has had some really good schemes. I feel like it's good that he was a player. I feel like he can relate to them. And I think if LeBron's happy, then then you're going to stay. I mean, it's LeBron's organization just as much as it is the Lakers organization. So I think LeBron likes him, the team likes him, and that's really mostly what matters.
What is LeBron's health been like? I know initially in the season he wanted to play all 82. That was almost impossible. You know, he has not done that, which is almost good. It's nice to see him get rest because that schedule can be it's so rigorous. How has his health been? How has his energy been when you watched him play?
So this year I've been to 2 Lakers games, and obviously he has that lingering foot issue that he's had for the past few years, but he's played in most games like he usually does. Almost every game he comes in as questionable because of his foot injury, but he wants to play and he plays through it. So it's been good.
Give me somebody on the Lakers people aren't talking about that's having a pretty good season that, you know, because right now it's January, right? College football has gone later than it ever has. It's going to be the longest college football season ever. We're just ramping up with the NFL playoffs. But once we get to February, mid-February, people are going to be talking about these guys a lot more often than they are now. Who on the Lakers has emerged outside of AD that seems like they could be a real strong supporting cast member?
So one guy that I'm really excited for them is Max Christie. He's been in the starting lineup for around half of their games, and it's good to see another big man out there with AD. He's playing really, really well, and he provides good interior force for the Lakers. Very good defender. So he's been a very quiet but impactful player on the Lakers.
How about around the league? What are you seeing I saw Jared McClain lost for the year, or Jared McCain from the Sixers because of injury. What are you seeing in Philly with Embiid? And now what are we doing this year? I say we because I'm a Sixers fan, but I'm asking you because you're the NBA guy. What's happening out there?
I mean, the injuries have been so tough for that team, especially with Jared McCain now getting injured. Another big hit. But I think with Embiid, anything is really possible. He's an MVP type player, and if they get in the play-in, I think they'll make it out no matter what. Embiid, if he wants any game, he can score 40 points. So when it actually matters, he'll make it. I think Guys might sneak in as the 9 seed, the 8 seed. I mean, like the 9 seed, 8 seed in the play-in, but who knows? I mean, I don't think you'll make it out of round 1 just because of the top 2 teams you'll most likely have to play in the first round: Cavs, Celtics, maybe even Knicks. But it's not over.
All right. So if the season were to end today, Shael, who's your MVP?
My MVP would have to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I know a lot of people want Jokic to win it, and I agree that Jokic, I would take him any given day. But Shai this season has been out of his mind. Jokic, his numbers have been good, just like last year's. But I think Shai leads the league in points. He's up there in assists and up there in steals. Obviously, voter fatigue too. It's going to be tough for Jokic to win a 4th MVP. But SJ is playing lights out as well, so I would give it to him at this point in the season.
All right, let me get your Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. As of now, it's Jared McCain.
Okay.
With his injury, I don't know what happens. It could be Dawson Connect. There's a lot of good players out there. It could be Alex Sarr. Probably not, but there's some good rookies out there. It's not as good as obviously last year with Wemby, but still some good rookies out there. Yeah.
So how much? Let me ask you this: how do you consume like the NBA? Like every like tonight on a Friday night, for instance. Like, will you watch a bunch of games? Will you follow along on Twitter or TikTok? Like, because I'm naturally curious. Like, how do you get most of your information? How do you keep such a strong feel for the game?
Well, obviously, I can't watch every game. A lot of the games aren't even streamed nationally, but I'm on ESPN a lot, just refreshing, seeing all the moments, watching the highlights. And you have social media too, YouTube, TikTok, those types of things. There's lots of recap. Every day I watch a recap of every NBA game.
Yeah.
Just a quick 30 seconds. And that's kind of how I get my daily dose of how the NBA is doing day to day. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else. Just social media, ESPN, and then watching a nationally televised game. Those are really the 3 main ways I consume my sports.
Yeah, the recaps are really good. I mean, when you get a chance to see that. What did you think about what Charles Barkley had to say about JJ to JJ Redick? What are your thoughts about that when he says to JJ, like, hey, like, you know, you're in that you have that job now. It's going to be really tough. You know, like you're constantly on the hot seat. And you know, you take this job and you think you can kind of change things. What were your thoughts about that? I always find that interesting when Charles has something to say. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, he's right. He's going to be on the hot seat no matter what. If they're winning, if they're losing, it's going to be a very volatile situation. And I do think, though, that JJ Redick has changed things. The culture is so much better than it was around Darvin Ham. The main reason I think that having a previous player as a coach is the best situation possible is because of that respect from other NBA players. It's not like college where the players will just bow down to the coaches like Nick Saban, people like that. You really need to earn the respect of these players, and JJ Redick has done that.
When you look at the NFL, real quick before I let you go, because this is wild card weekend, you got the Rams playing. The game gets moved to Glendale. Kind of like a tough situation for everybody involved. What are your thoughts about, you know, the moving of the game to Glendale? You know where that obviously that facility is, SoFi. It's right down there. What's it like? I guess like El Segundo or in that area, Inglewood, right? Like what's it like down there that they had to move the game?
I think a lot of people are really disappointed. It would have been a huge advantage for the Rams playing at home in their own stadium. And while Glendale is close to LA, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
I think previous to the moving, I would have taken Los Angeles. But now I'm taking Minnesota. They're both good teams, but Los Angeles is getting hot at the right time.
Yeah.
So, especially with Matthew Stafford, a playoff experienced quarterback like that, the Rams could win. But for now, I'm taking the Vikings. Sam Darnold's been good, except for his last game, and I expect big things from both teams.
Dude, I'm with you. I think like that is such a close game that really I think that change of venue could be like the little thing that maybe opens the door for the Vikings. I also think too, like the Rams are used to playing on that fast turf, and now they'll be out playing on grass. It could be a little different for them.
Yeah, it could be. The change of setting, obviously, for any team is different. That's why home field advantage is so sought after in the NFL. That's why the Lions versus Vikings matchup in Week 18 was so important.
Yeah.
But I still think that the Rams, they have much more experience than the Vikings. They could win this game, but it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be tough, man. That's why they play the games, bro.
We're gonna see what happens, but for now, I guess I'll take the Vikings.
We are gonna see what happens. Let's end where we started. Bronny James, and I'm gonna have you back on because I like this little Bronny report because I think there's a lot of interest around it, and I do feel like we've sort of lost the connective tissue on all things Bronny with everything that's been going on. So it's cool to get a little check-in with you. But what do you expect from him coming up over the next few months leading up to the All-Star break?
So leading up to the All-Star break, I expect him to keep on playing the way he is for the G League Lakers. I think that the more exposure he gets, the better. I really do wish that he was playing away games too, because the fact that there's less structure and less continuity for him going from the Lakers away games to the G League home games, that hurts. Obviously going to hurt his development, but I think the more he plays, the better. There's no point in him sitting on the Lakers bench for 48 minutes. It's just useless. So I'm excited for him playing in the G League. I'm glad he's getting some of his confidence back, and I think that he has potential to be a good role player in this league. Davion Mitchell, Gary Harris type player, a 3-and-D guy. So he's got a lot of potential, and I'm excited for him.
All right, let's go. Shael's got all the Bronny stock. We're taking some too. Shael, dude, I appreciate your time. Where can people find you on social media? Anything like that? Anything you want to share?
I have a YouTube channel called Slam Dunk Sports. Feel free to check it out. I post sports content weekly. Little fun stuff. That's it. Thank you.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Sports.
We are Rogue Media Sports.